This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday. Money just ruined this little surprise.
I do like that you were still telling the
I was
secret.
still telling Tori the setup before we actually got the joke
Came
off.
in. You guys are looking gorgeous today.
Oh, really?
No, April Fools.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was it. It lost a little steam
Yeah,
when I heard myself come on air. Okay, let's get to it. Every day now there are new headlines about the Oscar slap. We're now learning what the Oscar producer Will Packer said happened in the chaotic moments after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Here's what he told GMA.
The LAPD made it clear we will do whatever you want us to do, and one of the options is that we will go and arrest him right now. Shayla told me that they were about to physically remove Will Smith. I was advocating what Rock wanted in that time, which was not to physically remove Will Smith at that time, because as it has now been explained to me, that was the only option at that point.
So it's Friday. We've been talking about it all week, and this still may not be the whole story. So according to TMZ, Chris never said he didn't want Will to leave, and he wasn't asked if he wanted Will removed. All Chris reportedly said was that he's not pressing charges and that he wanted to leave. They're also claiming this is the Academy trying to cover itself. Or its own back, I should say.
They better.
By not, listen, I said it from Monday, I'll say it again today. They messed up and everyone's making excuses. He should have been removed the moment the assault took place. Because if you said something on that microphone, they would have cut your microphone off and removed you off of the stage. Why is an assault different?
This is the only thing I'll say to counter that, is I do think in that moment, because I was at home trying to verify if this is real.
That Will Packer was too, by the way.
Yeah, and
he didn't know.
The only reason I knew was because there was a feed from Australia, and all my comic friends were talking about it in a serious manner. But I think then, I think, you know, we had a couple days to unpack it. In that moment, people could, if he had been forcibly removed and it was a bit, whoever made that call to remove him, they're done. You know, so it's like it's a weird thing where everybody's trying to keep their job, but also I think do the right thing.
I don't think so. But in the moment, we were all texting, right? My first text that I text you guys, not say.
You said, how is he still sitting there?
Why is he still sitting there, and or he should be arrested?
Right.
I said that in real time before he got the Oscar.
You absolutely do, and I totally hear you. And the more I think about it, I hear you too. But A, does that disrespect Chris Rock because his wishes were not to press charges? And B, do you think the reason is because Will Smith is so famous? I was trying to think of someone else that could have gone up there, slowly slapped, come back, sat down, and won another award. And I was like, maybe Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks.
Right.
Like, I don't think Timothée Chalamet could have gone up, slapped someone, and they wouldn't have done something. But I think it was his celebrity privilege that allowed him sitting there.
And I agree with you, but no matter who did that, Tom Hanks, whoever your king of Hollywood is, should have been removed.
Yeah.
They should have been walked out of there. Maybe come from backstage and be like, listen, they're allowing me to come out here. What I've done was inexcusable. But the fact that we're still talking about this, that it's Friday, and that there are two sides to this story is like, it's the world we're living in. I'm very confused and very, I don't know how there is two sides to this story.
And I hear you when you're like, someone assaulted someone on live TV, why isn't it done? My question is this, would it have been worse if Will Smith had refused, and all of a sudden now we have LAPD at the Oscars with a black man in handcuffs in a mostly white, I'm just being real, audience? How much worse does that look?
And you said something that really made me think, Jeff, because it's, you know, somebody's done stand-up a lot, and especially when you start your career, early in your career, you're doing nightclubs. You know, you're doing like bars.
Seedy,
you know, And, you know, I started off in Miami and I did shows everywhere. And sometimes you would do shows and there'd be somebody in the front row acting kind of very comfortable. Yeah. And I'm like, what, can we get that guy in the front? Like, no, you don't talk to that guy. You don't touch that guy. And there's a reason for that. That person does something in that city that the bouncer wants no parts of.
Yes.
And I think that might be the situation here as well. Because, Jeff, you are 100% right. But if Jeff Schroeder, who has 2 kids and a wife to take care of, if you make the call as that producer, remove Will Smith, and it's a bit.
It's on you.
Or his agency is just like, we didn't give you, you didn't have permission to do that, and they blacklist you, what are you going to do?
Good point.
And so do you lose your career? Do you go home and tell Jordan that she no longer lives in that house because you wanted to make a call about Will Smith? Or you're like, hey, that's not my, whatever.
Nobody wanted to make the call.
I think that's what it is. You're right.
Listen,
I think a lot of people.
I think you're exactly right. Yeah, I think that is the
risking my life to remove Will Smith.
Yeah, that's where we are. All right, so after criticizing Will Smith for his Oscar outburst, Twitter is now slamming Jim Carrey, calling him a hypocrite. I love this story. After footage from the 1997 MTV Movie Music Awards resurfaced, showing Jim smooch a then 20-year-old Alicia Silverstone without her consent. Twitter also remembered this moment from the same night where Jim Carrey tried to, quote, forcefully kiss Will Smith. Carrey hasn't commented on the footage, but this all comes following his surprise announcement yesterday that he'll probably retire after the release of his latest film, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, I like this story, meaning in a cultural way, right? Because we're saying on day 5, people are like, get over this on the message board. Will Smith did what he did. Everyone get over it. But we want to go back 25 years for someone who criticized someone about this exact same event in real time and cancel them for what they did.
Yeah, because he's talking out of 2 parts of his mouth, or I would have said a curse word.
But you want to forget something that happened not even a week ago. Let's not talk about that anymore and forget it. But on the same part of your mouth, you're saying let's go back 25 years and cancel what someone else did?
I'm saying it's hard for him to come out and talk about someone assaulting someone on stage when he himself sexually assaulted Alicia Silverstone, allegedly.
Yeah, you don't know that wasn't a bit?
People think that she might have had consent. Watch after this kiss. She pushes away here, and watch this. Keep watching her.
Watch her face.
Watch her face. Ready? See?
Yeah.
I was not comfortable with that. And I also think that it's totally a double standard for him to have called out Will Smith when he himself had done that himself. And I'm not saying cancel Jim Carrey. I'm just saying let's call a hypocrite a hypocrite.
Go ahead, Al. Sorry.
No, because it's not that it's a hypocrite. First of all, 1996, in terms of 2022 standards, that could have been 100 years ago in terms of how
But then don't come out and go and Gayle King.
But also, that's the problem, Tori. I don't think it's canceling. I think that's the wrong word. I think it's silencing. Because you can't cancel Jim Carrey. He's got whatever you call that money, and he's retiring. So you can't cancel him, but you can silence him, and you can silence anybody with whataboutism. So if I go, hey, Jeff, dude, you're taking up 2 parking spaces in the parking lot, and it's tight in there, so if you could not, Tori brings, she parks her car, like you can always go, what about, and now we're not getting to the issue, which is just, hey, scoot your car over. And it's a way to deflect a difficult conversation by saying you're not so perfect. So running footage from 1996 does nothing to discuss this situation right here.
I hear you guys, and I know what you're saying,
but
I also have to say that he chose to voluntarily go on Gayle King to talk about the spinelessness of Hollywood and about the horrendousness of Will Smith when he knew that not that long ago he had done something really similar. He didn't have to go on Gayle King and put himself out there.
But first of all, I think he's promoting a movie, not going on Gayle King to say, hey, I have something to say.
Okay.
I think they asked him a question during an interviey about his new movie. So I don't think he pulled a special.
We're all familiar with Sonic 2, all right? So
listen,
don't disrespect.
Listen, real talk, my kids are pumped about this movie.
Okay, cool.
They fell into Sonic somehow, and they
love it.
My kids have loved Sonic and I can't believe how much it resonates.
It's a hedgehog?
Yes.
Huh.
What else? No. What animal did you think it was?
Like a Tasmanian devil.
Okay, but somebody's already done that.
Yeah,
There's already
and it
been
is Sonic.
Do you think there was going to be 2?
The hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
great.
Point.
But I mean, I will say this. I do think it's a silencing issue, and I will say this, Tori. I wonder if any comedy from 1996 has aged well.
Dude, you didn't go up and assault. Like, that was really wrong.
But I think he was trying to be funny. It was wrong, of course.
I know, of course it's wrong. So don't come out and say what you have to say so boldly when you know yourself you've done it.
Okay, but here's the thing. We just put these labels, and I always go to here, to silence people. That's what people want. They want people silenced. Go away because you're making a strong point against somebody that I really love and I really care about. That's what's going on in society.
I'm saying go away because you're being hypocritical.
You're exactly right.
So
but
he can't speak?
No, he can't. But
to not be able to have an opinion about something ever because of something that you did in your past that at that time was perfectly acceptable, whether we look at it back now and say that was disgusting 25 years ago, in the time, no one blinked an eye. Okay, nobody blinked an eye. Nobody's perfect. I don't know why we think that there's going to become this perfect person from birth to 50 and not have a blemish in their past.
I'm not asking for that. I'm
but
just
to
asking
label that, to have that blemish and then label them homophobic, racist, every single label that you want to put on them silences them and prevents them from having some sort of future and their family future. Or some sort of.
It prevents conversation.
But
yes, but it also prevents you, Al, to grow as a person. If you're silencing me now, how am I going to support my family now? If you're going to put all these labels and tarnish my reputation because I'm coming after someone. Because I said something about Will Smith, who you love, but I said it's wrong. Now you're coming after my character?
Again, I'm not silencing anyone. I'm just calling out a hypocrisy when I see it. I don't think that's so wrong in this day and age, in a pop culture moment, when two things were so alike, to have him call out one and not himself. I'm not silencing him. I'm not trying to cancel him or call him an assaulter. I'm saying he assaulted someone on that stage, according to me, and he hypocritically spoke about Will Smith. I'm not allowed to say that now?
I will just
How dare you call him an assaulter?
I know, I heard that too. Okay, we have to move on before the week kills us.
Okay.
All right, whatever. I think it's a great conversation, and it's okay. Who's ready for another award show?
Yay!
Thank you, guys. The Grammy Awards are Sunday, and here's a little taste of what to expect.
And I see you, the way I breathe you in, it's the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. And I see you.
See, I was all worked up, and Beebs brought me right back down.
The booth was like, get to the next one.
Jeff needs to calm down. We're just going to stick to the Justin Bieber story.
All right. Yeah.
That was Justin Bieber, of course, my man. Peaches, a nominee for Record of the Year at the Grammys, which is finally happening on Sunday in Vegas, following delays due to COVID, of course. But after Will slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars last weekend, plus the Foo Fighters canceling their Grammy performance to mourn the death of their drummer Taylor Hawkins, and there are also anonymous reports that despite having his invitation revoked, Kanye West could still make an surprise appearance. I doubt that after what happened. Tensions are high, but producers are saying they're ready to tackle any challenges that come their way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Kanye showing up, they're ready for it?
Let's get him out there. No one's ready for it, but people want to see it, Jeff. We're not in the are you ready for it business. It's do people want to see it business. And people want to see Kanye on the Grammys. I don't want to see a nice, pristine show. I want to see Kanye on the Grammys stir it up a little bit so we have something to talk about on Monday. We don't talk about seamless shows. We talk about stuff that happens.
You know who wants Kanye to go to the Grammys?
Who?
Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I told Jada and Will want
Will's
that
gonna send his plane.
I'm sending you a car for you, buddy.
I'll do everything. Trevor Noah is hosting, and he has his own beef right now with Kanye, so I think maybe we'll see more of that than the Will Smith thing, but I think it will be addressed only because it was one of the biggest thing in live event history that we'll ever see in our whole lives, so it's going to be an elephant in the room, if not.
Yeah, and we have a chance to have like a real comeback moment if they can somehow have a funny skit together.
There is
Kanye. Zero
chance. With the assault and Kanye going, there's no way.
No way.
Coming up on DBL, well, we'll see Monday, buddy.
That's right. I don't doubt Kanye.
Look at this. I'm taking you on the red carpet for my new movie premiere. And Erica is dishing on all the Housewives drama in her weekly segment, What Erica's Watching.
Oh my God, will you shut up? I'm trying to talk.
I love Ramona. Closed captioning provided by
Poshmark.
All right.
Grammy expectations. You know what'll be funny is if it's a totally vanilla, boring show.
But maybe we've cracked the code with award shows because the people have spoken and the people said your award shows are
assault.
Assault, yeah, hitting someone.
We need more assault.
I don't think so.
It was a good show up until then.
It was.
It was a good
But
Oscars.
then you could have called it a seamless show. See what I'm saying? That would have been a seamless show, and it was really good. And I thought Amy Schumer was so funny. I thought she was so fun. By the way, why do we have this red Riding Hood basket?
I don't.
For our water.
Baskets are weird.
I love it.
It's easy to.
It's very much
easy
like,
to carry.
It's so
yeah, but you know, baskets should maybe like come back.
Is this weird
It's
though?
Easter, it's basket season.
I have an issue with baskets, and this is why. Like when you get a basket from somebody, you're like,
You already just said.
What, I have a problem with
I
baskets?
do. Because you get a basket, and it's always like, oh, all the stuff is like sticking out, and
It's
you're
not
like,
there.
oh, it's happy time, and then you go and it's like grass and hay in the bottom, and so you're like, oh, it seems like it's not as much
it
as
fakes
you
you
thought.
out.
Yeah.
They do put moss, a lot of moss. Or
No, you
hay.
can pump it up with more stuff in the bottom.
Do you ever feel like
Yeah.
with this, you should be doing this? You have to follow me on the camera. Oh, it's kind of heavy. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm out of
that's a
shape.
lot.
Baskets, I just think, should make a nice comeback.
Baskets are still in.
Do you guys want to hear a
I
joke?
don't think baskets are
Baskets
in.
never went out.
Yes,
They definitely did.
It was called the turn of the century. Industrialization. That knocked that
The
out.
Industrial
As
Revolution.
soon as we figured out how to use oil.
Plastics. That's hilarious.
You don't think like a beach cruiser with like a little basket on top is
Oh, it's adorable.
is like good living?
But I wish this was more of a a purse. Like, I wish I could carry a basket as a purse.
I have so many baskets.
Everybody that has those
a
beach
Birkin
cruisers,
basket?
though, what are you getting?
Huh?
What is that?
What? You mean a Birkin?
A Birkin basket. You didn't get my joke?
No, I don't get it.
A Birkin bag?
Like a Birkin basket.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you said a Bergen.
Why don't you just say it back to a more
I thought you said
harsh,
Bergen. How
did you
and
not
then
get that
that's
I got the joke.
It's Friday.
So 2 housewives are serving up some major side eye as Bravo plans to shake things up, and Lorenz Tate still has fans jonesing for more. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Andy Cohen announced that The Real Housewives of New York will return with 2 new casts. Now, season 13 ended without a reunion and low ratings, although the pandemic did play a part in it. OG housewife Bethany Frankel says it's because the cast was boring.
Why do you want to fight?
Don't
I
attack
really
my
don't.
girlfriend.
Oh my God, will you shut up? I'm trying to talk.
Regardless, Bravo is trying something new and unprecedented. A remix of the current cast, which will include former housewives and a whole New York franchise that's culturally diverse. Imagine that. Now next, anyone hoping for the return of Atlanta housewife Phaedra Parks? Well, don't hold your breath. She left after spreading a vicious rumor about Kandi plotting to take advantage of Portia. Ooh. And according to Kandi, that ship has sailed, and that she would leave the show if Bravo ever brought Phaedra back. Now, season 14 is all set, right? Kandi is in and Phaedra is out, and in my most biased opinion, it should stay that way for now and to eternity. Now, if you don't remember how Lorenz Tate became a heartthrob in the 90s, let me remind you. That's right, he recently had fans swooning by performing a popular poem from Love Jones.
Who am I? That's not important. But they call me brother to the night. And right now, I'm the blues in your left thigh, trying to become the funk in your right.
Now, Lorenz dedicated it to leading Lady Nia Long, who was honored at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood Awards luncheon. I was there for the weekend. I was there for it all. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Madness is the annual NCAA men's tournament where 68 teams battle it out to be college basketball's national champion. Simultaneously, friends and colleagues fill out brackets to earn bragging rights and even money based on who can most accurately guess how the games will unfold and which team will win the whole shebang. The tournament earned the nickname March Madness because of its upset-fueled unpredictability. So let's verify. Has there ever been a documented case of somebody filling out a perfect men's bracket? Our sources are the NCAA, ESPN, Yahoo Sports, and DePaul University mathematics professor Jeff Bergen. The NCAA says it has never found a verifiable perfect bracket for the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Since 2016, the NCAA says it tracks about 20 to 25 million brackets per year, using, quote, public leaderboards in combination with direct reporting and information gathering with those games, unquote. Prior to 2016, the organization says it relied on games reports as well as online archives to get the best information possible. Two of the most popular bracket games are ESPN and Yahoo Sports. An ESPN spokesperson told Verify in an email that there has never been a perfect ESPN bracket for the men's or women's tournament. A Yahoo Sports tweet from March 18th confirms there are no more perfect brackets in the 2022 men's tournament. So we can verify there has never been a documented case of somebody filling out a perfect men's bracket, and it's unlikely anyone ever will. According to DePaul University, you have better odds of picking 6 people at random on the street and all of them having the same birthday as you. With your Verify and a wildly busted bracket, I'm Ariande Till.
How long is this going to take?
Well, it depends on you, what you do and how you do it.
We'll get this over with faster if we work together.
That's not my problem. I'm gonna find this thing first.
That was a clip from a new movie I was lucky enough to be part of, The Greatest Inheritance, which is streaming now on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. And I took cameras with me as I hit the red carpet for the premiere in Columbus, Georgia. Take a look. What's up, guys? I'm at the premiere of The Greatest Inheritance here in Columbus, Georgia. Some of the stars from the show are actually arriving right now. There's a red carpet inside. It's called a step and repeat if you're in a business. I just found that out myself. We're going to talk to some of the stars that are showing up to the Columbus premiere. So let's go inside and find out who showed up. Cameron, how was it filming a movie, well, with me?
You felt like an older brother from day one.
It kind of did feel like that. We kind of like had a family thing going on like we do at DBL.
Jeff always knew his lines. He was very good about that.
I was really...
He was often a one-take wonder. It was quite impressive.
Wow. Did you have any drinks yet tonight?
I mean, maybe a little bit.
So we both know Tori Shulman, oddly enough, who is a host on Daily Blast Live, and you know her.
Oh, I know her and I love her so much. We met on a night where we both bombed. I mean, in a way you just don't recover from.
She mentions this story, and I think she mentioned it on air.
Oh, oh, good, great. Good, maybe no wonder my career is taking so long.
Well, listen, you had to go up from there. I'm doing a little butt kissing here because you've been doing some fantastic things, my man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You shot with Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
You were in The Walking Dead?
Yes, sir.
Do you see any future roles for me? You know, just asking for a friend.
Of course, of course.
Are they already in there?
They're already in there. I'm always thinking, Jeff.
And then you're specifically thinking, I think Jeff could do this.
How could we write this for Jeff? Yeah.
See that? What do you want people to take away from this movie, Meredith?
Well, I think it's about how important your family really is. And I want people to pick up the phone and call their mama or call their brother.
I'm going to call my mom right after this. All right, guys, that wraps up the red carpet. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Now it's time to go watch the premiere of The Greatest Inheritance. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope I just did a decent job. I hope you like it. There it is. Thank you. Yes.
I'm so excited.
And I'm announcing it now. We're having a viewing party this weekend. Like, we tried to have an impromptu one last weekend. It didn't go great.
No. We need a real one with Jeff
Well, you can't plan things the afternoon of like I tried to. I
made a video invite.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's just for our eyes only. But yes, it's we're going to have something in the house this weekend. I'll figure it out. Hopefully people can come.
That's amazing.
Al, I don't want to question your sobriety, but you might have to start drinking again to watch me in a movie.
No. I love it, dude.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I watched it.
How did you feel about it?
How did you watch yourself? I would have lost my mind.
It's bad. Listen, there's a lot of...
Is it bad?
No, watching yourself is terrible. The movie's put together fantastically. Check it out. It's streaming now. But to watch yourself, like, even Jordan was watching when it started. She was, like, filming it. And then first scene, I'm like, what's up, guys? She's like, why'd you do that so hosty? And I was like, this is going to be a long movie. I got a lot to learn. We'll be right back.
I could never...
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Help. Sometimes the best way to tackle a controversial issue is just to simplify it. So let's jump into one of the most controversial bills that was just signed into law and torify it. Florida's Parental Rights Education Bill, aka the Don't Say Gay Bill. Oy vey, this bill is only 7 pages long, but it caused all this commotion, am I right? Let's get into it. Supporters say the bill gives them control over how and when their children learn about sexual orientation. Critics say this bill is intentionally vague and basically erases the LGBTQ community from society. You decide. The big, scary, controversial sentence in the bill that earned the nickname Don't Say Gay is the following. Listen up. Classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten to 3rd grade or in any manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. What the heck does that mean? Well, on the surface, it means from K to 3rd grade, teachers can't teach anything about sexual or gender orientation at all. And if they do, parents could sue the school's district. Here's the problem. It's super vague. By deliberately not defining what instruction means, parents can interpret that any way they want. Can a gay teacher not bring up his or her spouse? Can a teacher read a book that just happens to include 2 moms? What happens when a student brings up their 2 dads or a trans relative when the class is all learning about family? The other term that critics are complaining about is that age and developmentally appropriate term. They say this leaves the door wide open for parents to apply this ban to any age, any grade, not just K through 3rd. So what do I want you to look out for next? First, watch for other states copycatting Florida and making their own parental rights bill ASAP. And also watch for a lawsuit. Many people say this bill violates the free speech rights of Florida's students, teachers, and families. So do not be surprised if this bill is immediately challenged and goes all the way up to the Supreme Court. So for now, we have some thrilled parents on one side who feel they really have more control over what and when their kids are learning. But on the other side, we have massive amounts of Floridian students walking out in protest, fighting for their rights to learn and express who they and their friends truly are. Now you know.
Starting April 11th, the State Department will offer a gender-neutral marker on U.S. passport applications. The marker, noted by an X, will signify unspecified or another gender identity. Advocates say it's a major win for non-binary people and people whose gender identity doesn't line up with the marker on their birth certificate or other documents. According to the Human Rights Commission, there are more than 1.2 million non-binary adults, 2 million transgender people, and 5.5 million people born intersex living in the U.S. that could be affected by those changes. The X-gender marker will also become available for other federal documents next year.
Welcome back. Our favorite TikTok grandma is at it again. We first showed her giving her dating deal breakers. Now she's telling us how to behave at her funeral. I feel like this could be Tori's future.
Listen up. You could cry, but don't cry too much. Don't make a fool of yourself. Bertha is not invited. Don't let her in. And you better get drunk afterward. Take a shot for me.
I love this.
Do you not see a little Tori in her?
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
First of all I want to know in life is what happened between her and Bertha, right?
Yeah.
Like the Bertha story. Why is Bertha not invited?
Get the bottom of that.
You need to hit her up on social media, maybe do an exclusive.
Oh my God, I could go out there. This is mine to take.
We could fly you out there.
You guys done any funeral plans?
Funeral plans?
For yourself? You should actually. I want to write my own eulogy. Yeah, I would.
You should get your last word.
Yeah.
Down with
Take
that.
a video or something?
I would like, I would like lose interest halfway through and it would end like anyway. Yeah.
All right, everyone has to go home now.
Yeah.
Hey, tip your waitress. We'll see you on Monday.